Và qua mỗi slide thì tôi xin phép được tóm ý lại ngắn gọn về tiếng Việt cho mọi người. Xin cảm ơn.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Hi, I'm very happy to see all of you here today, and by being here, I believe all of you are very keen and interested to build your own brand, right? To be successful brands. And today I'm going to share with you 9 secrets of how to build a successful brand, right? And reason is you see a little red cow, right? Why do I talk about a little red cow, right? Probably when you see cow, yesterday Mr. Wu told me to eat beef fur, and I think of cow, but probably it's not the kind of cow we're looking at. Cow here, why I say cow here? Because you see outside we have this book, Secrets of Little Red Cow, that we are selling, right? And it is about companies. It's all written case studies of companies that we have consulted from AS Logan, right? And in Singapore, and most of them started off with small companies, so we call them little red cows. But today, a lot of them has grown up to be big cows, right? And they have also gone overseas as well. So the thing is, we want to stress is that no matter how small a cow is, right? They can be cash cow down the road. They can earn money, right? But it all starts with a little red cow. That's why we call it little red cow. And in Singapore, where I come from, the little red cows here are defined as the small SME companies, right? Small companies, and that we have consulted for. And even though small, right? In Singapore, 90% of the companies, the enterprises in Singapore are small companies. 90%. Although you see Singapore very modern and stuff like that, right? 90% of them are small companies. But this 90% contribute to 50% of the business revenue generated in Singapore. So it's substantial, right? 50%. So all of you come from small, big companies. You also contribute to the whole economy of Vietnam, right? So that's very important. So to start with is, I'm going to go with secret number 1. Maybe I'll before I go to secret number 1, I'll let Mr. Win here to translate a bit into Vietnamese.
Xin chào các bạn. Trong cái phần đầu thì tiến sĩ có nói về cái vai trò của con bò nhỏ tí hon. Thì thực ra là ở Singapore thì có đến 90% cái doanh nghiệp đó là những doanh nghiệp nhỏ, và những doanh nghiệp này đã đóng góp đến 50% cái tổng cái doanh số của quốc gia. Do vậy thì chúng ta, cho dù chúng ta ở những cái doanh nghiệp vừa hay nhỏ hay là những doanh nghiệp lớn, thì cái kích cỡ doanh nghiệp nó sẽ không phải là vấn đề lớn. Và hầu như những cái khách hàng của AS Logan mà đã tư vấn thì họ cũng xuất phát điểm từ những cái kích thước rất là nhỏ, quy mô công ty rất là nhỏ, và hiện nay họ đã phát triển rất là lớn.
Okay, so before I go to secret number 1, right, I just want to have a show of hands. How many of you come from big MNCs? Okay, 1, 2. Okay, how many of you come from small to medium companies? Wow, more hands, right? Good. That's about the 90%, 10% similar to Singapore, right? But the important first secret is, I want to say that size does not matter at first, right? So don't worry. Those of you who are from the small, size doesn't matter. For those who are big, you can go bigger, right? So the most important thing is to get the focus right, and you will grow. So why do I say size doesn't matter? Because every big international brand that you know of today, McDonald's, Starbucks, you name it, one started small, right? And it's the same thing with like us human beings, right? We started as babies, today we are big, right? The Prime Minister was one day a baby, but today he's a Prime Minister, right? So it's always starting small and getting big.
Yeah. Thì cái kích cỡ đó không phải là vấn đề các bạn ạ. Thì quy mô của công ty chúng ta, các bạn có thể thấy được rằng ngay cả những cái doanh nghiệp tầm cỡ quốc tế như McDonald's hay Starbucks thì họ cũng đã từng là những cái doanh nghiệp rất là nhỏ. Ngay cả những cái như con người cũng vậy, một thủ tướng thì cũng là từng là một em bé, và chúng ta cũng vậy.
So what is most important for small or medium companies who are starting off? What's the first secret? Is that you have to have a single-minded vision. So,
cho dù chúng ta xuất phát điểm như thế nào thì chúng ta cũng phải có được một cái tầm nhìn rất là đơn giản và cô đọng.
And what does that mean? Okay, let me quote from Ray Kroc, the guy who started McDonald's franchise, right? He said, if I had a break for every time I repeated this McDonald's name, I think I'll probably be able to bridge the Atlantic Ocean with them, right? Basically, if every time he said McDonald's, the number of stores that he had, he could actually, add up all of them and reach the whole Atlantic Ocean. His single-mindedness is this. What does he want to offer in the beginning? Was quality, fast food, service, fast, clean, and value, right? Affordable. That is his single-mindedness when he started off McDonald's, right? He's not talking about highly delicious hamburgers. I'm sure all of you have eaten McDonald's hamburger, and it's not very, very delicious, right? But it is of certain quality, it's clean, it's fast, and it's affordable, right? And that's his one single focus in his business.
Như ví dụ các bạn đã nhìn trên màn hình thì ông Ray Kroc là cha đẻ của McDonald's. Thì cái định hướng của ông rất là đơn giản. Ông nói rằng nếu ông có những cái viên gạch nhỏ thì ông có thể lặp lại cái viên gạch này, ông sẽ dàn trải viên gạch này đến lúc mà chúng ta có thể lấp đầy được cả cái bao nhiêu cũng được. Thì những cái dịch vụ của ông này thì đưa ra đó là về chất lượng và cái dịch vụ tốt, vệ sinh sạch sẽ và những cái giá trị mà thương hiệu đem lại.
So based on this, we need to look at how the mindset of companies who wants to build the brand should have. Is that you should look from a perspective of from here moving to here. Most companies, when they start off, they think of profit-driven model. It's always thinking about money. Of course, money is important, but in order to get more profit, more money, you got to start thinking of your brand, right?
Trong cái màn hình mà các bạn đã coi thì chúng ta thấy ở phần phía dưới đa phần là những cái doanh nghiệp vừa và nhỏ, thì chúng ta khi mà lập nghiệp chúng ta xác định được là cái mô hình doanh nghiệp và đem lại lợi nhuận. Tuy nhiên một cái mô hình tốt thì chúng ta phải nên hướng đến là cái doanh nghiệp nó có cái mô hình được dẫn dắt bởi cái thương hiệu, như vậy sẽ là một cái mô hình truyền thông tốt hơn và chúng ta đang nhắm tới.
So let me give you an example. How many of you know Charles and Keith? The ladies should know more, right? Okay. Now they are a shoe footwear company, right? And they started in Singapore. We consulted for them. They started as a very small shop in a very mid-tier hotel, right? That they sell downstairs. And they started by two brothers, right? Charles and Keith, of course. And they came to our company, say how could we grow, right? They started very small, right? But of course today you know Charles and Keith has hundreds of stores in Asia, right? And today they are also partially bought over or invested by LVMH, Louis Vuitton, right? The big luxury brand. You all know Louis Vuitton, right? LV, right? So LV have invested in them today. So that's where they came from. A humble beginning. they build the brand, we help them build the brand, and today they are, of interest even to the level of when LV has interest in buying part of their shares.
Các bạn cũng thấy đây là cái thương hiệu Charles & Kay. Thì xuất phát điểm của Charles & Kay thì cũng là một cái doanh nghiệp rất là nhỏ, và họ đã có được cái sự tư vấn của AS Lucan. Thì hiện nay thì Charles & Kay đã có chi nhánh ở trên có khoảng hơn 200 điểm bán ở trên toàn châu Á, và đã có cái phần đầu tư của những cái doanh nghiệp rất là lớn vào trong cái Charles & Kay, ví dụ như là LV, H&M.
So for Charles and Keith, the two brothers, size didn't matter to them in the beginning, right? They know that they have a single vision, and they have a vision. What is their vision? Their vision is to develop fast, fashion-forward designs that fit Asian women, right? At that time, of course, if you go to Singapore 15 years ago, 20 years ago, there are different brands of shoes out there, right? What would make women go to them and buy shoes apart from going to them, right? In Vietnam, you have also many shoes, right? Yesterday, Mr. Wu took me for some shopping, and you have Vitas, you have Hang Fu, you have BTS, you have a lot of other brands, right, on the streets and in the malls. But what do people go to buy a particular brand? And for them, they created a single-mindedness in their business model. They say, we just want to focus on fashion-forward designs to fit Asian women. Because some sizes coming from Europe will be too big, it doesn't meet the size of Asian women at the time, and they also know that women are becoming more involved in the economy. They go out to work, they need to wear proper shoes, right, better design shoes to be more presentable, to match their dress, their clothing. So they, at that point in time, they understood this is what we want to do for Asian women, right? And this is their focus.
Cái định hướng của Charles & Kay thì rất là đơn giản các bạn. Tại vì cái người châu Á thì có cái cơ thể và kích thước cái khác biệt hoàn toàn với người châu Âu. Do đó Charles & Kay mong muốn có thiết kế những cái mẫu thời trang mà nó phù hợp với người châu Á nhiều nhất, để phù hợp cho những cái công việc đi làm và ở nhà rất là tiện lợi.
So with that, this is the single-minded vision, and this is also their brand-driven focus. So we work with them to help them to understand what direction they want to go. Right? Given that you're small, you have limited resources, you need to have a single vision, a single focus. So with that vision, it came about this business model, right? If they wanted to have fashion-forward design that fit the Asian woman, what do they need to do, right? With that vision, they have to think of what they need to do, and you go through this process, right? And when you are in the footwear, the shoe business, there are a few things that you have to look at, right? And for that, to be fashion-forward, fashion means you need design. You cannot be fashionable when you don't have good design. Correct or not? Right? The ladies here, those of you who buy shoes, right? So to them, design is very important. So design, product, and development team, they need to set up. They need to have a team of people who can think of designs fast, so that women can catch up with. If there's no fashion, women wouldn't want to buy shoes. Correct or not? Women out there? Of course, men also buy shoes lah. Mr. Wu also buy a lot of shoes, I know. But ladies, you will buy shoes if there's more fashion, right? Correct or not? Yes? Yes, good. Now, so to them is to be fashion forward. I need to have a team who can design shoes fast. What does it mean by fast? 20 new items a week, 20 designs. Okay, so that's their plan. I need to have people who can design 20 designs in a week, right? And then when you have design, you also need to have supply chain, right? You don't have supply chain to design, you cannot get the shoes out in time, you have backlog, right? No point having design when you can't produce them and put them out to the market. So they need a robust supply back end support, rolling out millions of shoes to the marketplace. They need to have the support to be able to sell as many shoes out there as possible, right? Not only sell, to produce and sell. And of course, brand and product line expansion. When you make shoes, you design shoes, you use what? Most of the time, leather, the same kind of materials that you will also use to make handbags, right? So when they have the logistics, the supply chain, and when they have the design team, they can then also move forward to extend their business. Because when women wear nice fashionable shoes, they also want to have other accessories, right? Handbags. Correct, no, ladies? Right, okay. So with that, they can sell more. So this is the underlying business model to support their whole mindset focus of being fashion forward design.
Các bạn thấy cái mô hình của Charles and Kay như trên bảng chúng ta thấy, thì để phát triển được cái định hướng là thiết kế ra những mẫu thời trang nó phù hợp cho những phụ nữ châu Á, thì chúng ta phải khai triển nó thành ba cái mục chính. Một là chúng ta phải có một đội ngũ thiết kế và đưa ra những cái mẫu mã mới liên tục, và như bạn thấy đó là 20 mẫu mỗi tuần. Thứ hai là chúng ta phải phát triển được cái chuỗi cung ứng để sản xuất những cái sản phẩm này, đem nó ra ngoài thị trường. Và thứ ba là liên tục mở rộng những cái danh mục sản phẩm để phù hợp với cái ngành của mình. Và đây cũng là cái cách để chúng ta mở rộng cái thương hiệu của mình.
So with that, Charles and Keith has not looked back, right? They have developed a business model to support the way the brand needs to move on. Of course, you can see in Singapore, Charles and Keith is in the mid-mass market, right? They are not in the premier market like the more expensive shoes. And that's the way they can start selling more shoes, right? If they're very expensive, how many shoes can you buy? So it's fast fashion. It's not the best high-end shoes that you find most comfortable in, right? I don't know how many of you here have Charles and Keith shoes?
Các bạn ở đây có ai xài hàng Charles and Kay không ạ?
Do you find it very comfortable, or is it just normal?
Các bạn có thấy thoải mái với sản phẩm của mình không ạ?
You find it comfortable, or just normal? Normal, yes. You have Charles? Okay. So it's normal, but it's not the best shoes to be very comfortable, because their price is of mass mid-market level. So it's not that comfortable, but it's very fashionable. So it's targeted at people who want to buy a few pairs of shoes to match their dresses, right? But not necessarily to be highly comfortable, so that they can sell it at a lower price and you can buy more. But if it's very expensive, how many shoes can you buy? You can't buy that many. So they have a certain market in mind, right? Not the high-end people who can only afford 1 or 2 shoes a year because they're very expensive. They are at price and a level where you can buy, 5, 6 shoes in a year to match your different dresses, your different handbags that you carry.
Thì thực chất là Charles and Kay là một cái sản phẩm, nó không phải là nó tiền lời nhất cho mọi người, nhưng mà cái định hướng của thương hiệu là đi vào cái hướng thời trang. Có nghĩa là mọi người ở đây có thể mua được nhiều đôi giày của Charles and Kay hơn là một cái sản phẩm mà họ xài vĩnh viễn. Nó rất là vừa với cái chân của mình nhiều. Đó là cái định hướng của họ.
So, okay, just to add on, right? Charles and Keith, their shoes, also the target of the brand, the focus of the brand is not to be on the luxury level, right? Luxury brands like Louis Vuitton, all these brands that you have shoes as well, they don't come out with new designs so fast like that. Why? Because they're luxury brands. Luxury brands are supposed to be timeless. Means you don't see fashion, it doesn't change every year, every month, right? It's timeless. That's why you can carry a Louis Vuitton bag or a Louis Vuitton shoe. You can use it for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. It's fine, right? But when you are in fashion forward segment, you have to keep on changing very fast. And so that's the difference between being in the luxury and versus the mid-market category, right? So you got to define where you want to play, position your brand. Okay, which I'll talk about later in the space part.
Cho kê định vị rất là rõ cái sản phẩm của mình. Đây là cái dòng sản phẩm cấp trung. Do đó cái định hướng của họ là thay đổi mẫu mã liên tục, không phải như những cái dòng thời trang cao cấp như LV thì họ sẽ những cái sản phẩm này thì nó có tính sử dụng rất là lâu bền và timeless, nó vĩnh viễn với bạn.
So the next secret, right? So first you have to be focused. Two is you also got to know yourself. What can you do best? Right? What are you good at? So in order to do that, you got to do in your own business, you got to do your own self-evaluation. What is your unique competency? Right? That's what we call the UCCA, unique core competitive advantage. Right? What can you do best? Because there are so many people going out there, could be selling shoes, could be opening a restaurant, could be selling handphones. There could be so many IT products, telecommunication. There are so many competitors out there, right? So if you just go and do a business, start a business without thinking what you're good at doing, you probably won't last that long. But if you then go and understand from yourself what you are best at doing and how can you take advantage of that to build your brand, then this allows you to travel far and beyond your one shop or two shops.
Trong phần thứ hai